Hello, happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome. I am Meredith. I am here with our message for the 30th of July, 2025. We have the sun in Leo, the moon is in Libra, and our retrogrades are still charging. We're tuning into the energy atmosphere, of course, and our first card today is Knight of Wands. Excellent. So we're moving, we're taking action. And we're doing it with passion, fire, motivation, enthusiasm, creativity. Yes. Now, the Knight of Wands is easily distracted and does take a bit of a circuitous and or serpentine route, getting from point A to point B. Though there's adventure in this movement. So let's see what it's leaning into. Where are we headed? Into the mopey Four of Cups. Although I don't ever see this card as mopey in light of what the artwork looks like. The Four of Cups is an unseen blessing, really. And in traditional tarot, as I always remind, because rarely do I ever use traditional tarot, there are 3 spilled cups and the pouting person under the tree. Here we have the pouting person. And usually we see a divine hand holding another Ace of Cups incoming. We're not necessarily seeing that in this artwork, though that's what this card is really all about. It's what we don't see coming. And it's a 4, so it's super stable within the emotional realm. And I have the sense that we're surprising ourselves with our stability in a tumultuous, retrograde kind of era right now. And let's see the next 2. 2 of Pentacles. Cool. We're keeping everything in harmony, which is great. And that's what this card is all about. However, it's a great card to accompany the Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands is a little bit all over the place in his travel, in their travel. And this is the very thing that has us not seeing the incoming Ace of Cups, love, bliss, joy, happiness, right? So we're in a stable place emotionally, in a tumultuous cosmic atmosphere. And don't look just to what astrology's doing. Check out what the planet's doing, the earthquakes, the solar flares that are hitting the planet. Check all that stuff out, because it applies here. And this may be contributing to the circuitousness of our route. That's easy to say. And so we don't necessarily have our eye on, how do I want to phrase that? We don't have full situational awareness here, because we're taking a look at everything out in front of us within the journey of now from the horseback of the Knight of Wands. Everything is a little bit exciting, and we're going to rush over here and we might rush over there to discover, to be curious. And I like that about the whole suit of wands, because there's a curiousness to it. So fulfill your curiosity and allow your blessings to develop while you maintain a sense of harmony in the 2 of Pentacles. And this card is paired with 6 of Cups. Excellent. This is the soulmate card. You are your own best soulmate. And that tells me that this is a bit of a psychic channeled journey. You're working on your intuition, or working off of your intuition, which is great, because we've been encouraged to do that for, well, almost every reading ever. So, and here we're doing it. And the soulmate card for me in tarot through the 6 of Cups is the soulful presence, as always speaking with the conscious waking awareness here on the earth plane, right? And this is us taking action on that channeled information, staying in harmony. Excellent. And engaging our strength and courage. There it is. You know, your real courage is in your vulnerability. And I get a lot of kickback on that one from folks. They want to argue that point with me when I say it takes great courage to be vulnerable. Well, it takes great courage to be authentic. And what does it take to be authentic? a sense of vulnerability because you are so self-sovereign that you are there for you. You're not looking for something outside of yourself. It's coming from within. And that is epic because you've got a destination in mind and you're headed in that direction. There are unseen blessings along the path and you're following through on your creative curiosity here with this beautiful Knight of Wands, and you're being guided by your flawless intuition. And at times, I'm going to take a page out of this Four of Cups here. At times, the horizon can look a little bit bleak from our perspective. You know, and when you've been, when you've had the retrogrades bearing down on you, that becomes a greater challenge, and we need to dig a little deeper for our strength, and it reveals even more of our vulnerabilities. And in self-relationship, that's key, because this is what allows us to see all of our strengths and everything that needs strengthening. Perfect. So follow through on your intuition to continue to strengthen your self-relationship. And then you have Eight of Wands. I love the eights in tarot. I really do. 8 is truly a number of the self. So it's a perfect numbered card to have here in this scenario of cards. You know, heaven touches earth in the 7s. There's great harmony in the 6s, right? And in the 8s, it's a number of the self. So we're applying to the self all that we are gleaning from everywhere else. Excellent. So here in the Eight of Wands, we're off like a shot. We're taking action. This is also communication. We may have been up in our heads about something as well, to some degree. And there's some incoming information. And I think this Knight is delivering it. And the Eight of Wands is what we decide to do with it. We'll see what's on the underside of the deck in a moment. Though we have the strength to do it, we are engaged in our pure, raw authenticity. And that's not always favorable to everybody else. So what, though? We're on that track, and no one else is living our dream but us, right? So what is it going to take? It is going to take our strength. It is going to take our authenticity. And following through on our intuition helps us bring together the very things that we are visioning in the now moment that are appearing on our horizon. So this is kind of a go for it with yourself in self-relationship message. Some of us may be doing things that we haven't done for a while, or that we've dreamt about doing. And some of us are taking our first steps there. And we're gaining momentum quickly because we have loads of experience and we're leaning into our intuition. And the multiverse is right there behind us, surprising the heck out of us with even more blessings, bounty, abundance, and good fortune, of course. Bottom of the deck, what's going on behind the scenes that we're not exactly aware of. What's popping through with the 4th Ace of Cups in this reading. The King of Cups. Yeah, we're leading with our heart. We're taking action with heart-mind coherence and in our authenticity. And for some of you, I feel like this is a stop dragging your feet message. You've turned it around and around and around. Whatever this is that you might be up in your head about, even remotely, I feel that the retrogrades are showing each of us what that is. And there is an action to be taken. Yet we've dragged our feet every single time this opportunity has come around before. And I feel that our soulful presence is informing our waking human consciousness. And we feel inspired to make a move. Habitually, though, we've sat still. And I have the sense that this time we don't. We get the best kind of kick in the ass ever. So once you receive that kick, get going, folks. No more procrastinating. Lead with your heart. Lead with your love. And that's what the King is here to say. Most especially lead with your intuition, because the King and the Queen of Cups are all about the intuition. Heart-centered, though. So we're taking action. What are we taking action on? Our Seven of Wands. Excellent. We're blazing a trail. Perfect. Gosh, this reading is becoming more amazing as we turn over each card. So we have the 7, the 8, and the Knight of Wands on the table. We have the 4 of Cups, the King of Cups, the 6 of Cups. 2 of Pentacles and Strength. Perfect. 5 of Wands. Yep, we got to get over our own stuff right there. We're making a change. The 5 of Wands, all fives bring change and challenge within the change. And that's just it over here. I was saying moments ago, if you've been procrastinating, if you've been dragging your feet, the universe is giving us all a kick in the pants to take an action on something. And we're trailblazing here. It's up to us to do our journey. We cannot look outside ourselves, right? Twice now that's come out of these cards. So blaze your trail. Take your first step, whatever it is. It could be the tiniest little step. It's still a step. And the Moon. Yeah. Some of us linger and we wait and we procrastinate because we cannot necessarily see clearly. And let's keep in mind, though, that the Moon is still about intuition. It's borrowed light of the sun. It's showing us something different that perhaps we've refused to see before. And once seen, it can't be unseen. And I feel that the King of Cups is showing us, and the Moon is bending light in such a way that we see things that bring about an epiphany for us. Yeah, and there it is. There's the sun. Brilliant clarity. Perfect, right? Borrowed light of the sun shows you something a little bit different this time. And the nickel drops. You get it. Something clicks into place. What else is on the bottom of the deck? Look at that. The Empress. Because we're giving life to something in our world that's new for us. And we're being called to action by the Knight of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Empress. We've also laid a great foundation, 4 of Cups, and we have the strength to maintain what it is we're bringing to life through our soulful presence, our heart-mind coherence, and even when we're tangling with our own ego. And the ego wants us to look in one direction, and the multiverse is showing us something completely different. So what do? We take a leap of faith and we go for it. Excellent. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. Excellent cards here. Angel answers. Put a question to the deck if you have one. Let it confirm the current reading or bring a fresh message. Got your questions, everyone? All right, and our first card. Ooh, one of my favorites. Communicate clearly. No verbal clutter between you and the universe, most especially when you're talking about your vision, your dream, your manifestation, what you're bringing to life, Empress, on your foundation. Next, we have peaceful resolution. It's going to work out better for you than you even realize. Whatever that tiny step is, even if it's just kicking over a pebble in the right direction on the path that you desire to travel, it's going to start its own landslide and create a great momentum. And then we have you're ready. Of course you are. You were born for this. Seriously. As if I need to even speak it out loud. Listen to your intuition. Because you got big happy changes coming. Perfect. Final word on today's message. Oops, from Angels and Ancestors. Wow, we have one just falling right out of the deck before I could shuffle. Intend and create. Absolutely. Bring your vision to life. You're making big happy changes out of your own happiness here. I'm not done with this deck. What else would our soulful presence like to share with our waking consciousness? Waking human consciousness. Magic guardian. Unlock the magic within. Absolutely. And that's going to mean taking a step, even if it is kicking over a pebble, in a direction where you have procrastinated to the nth degree. Ooh, I know what that is for me. Ah, good blessings and fortunes on your journey, folks. Peace, love, joy, happiness. Have the best Wednesday ever, peak of the week. Namaste.